It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesdays with Adam. No, that doesn't work. Hello everyone and welcome to Tuesdays with Adam. This week's topic is sports. The main sport that has been a part of my life since I was 6 is martial arts. I started Taekwondo when I was 6 years old. Fell in love with it. I just took to it like a fish takes to water. Is that a thing? I loved it. I could not get enough of it. It was a space where I felt comfortable being masculine and expressing my masculinity. It was a space where I learned how to be confident and how to lead and how to respect myself and respect others. It shaped me into who I am today. It was such an integral part of my life, and it still is. In the past 4 years, I have begun training in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and no-gi grappling and wrestling. I love it. Grappling is a very physically intimate sport. You've always got, like, your crotches in someone's face, or your, I don't know, like your legs are wrapped around someone's waist. It's just, you have to be very comfortable with yourself and comfortable being in close quarters with people. And since I came out, I just haven't felt comfortable. Not due to the people. I have had mostly positive reactions from my training partners to my coming out. But just due to my own discomfort and my own hyper-awareness of my body now. And I don't think that I'm going to be able to go back and train until after I've had top surgery. And after I just feel more comfortable in my own skin again. It tears me apart sometimes how much I miss it. I really have found a place there as far as sports go. As far as competing, I don't know. That was one of the things that I had to consider before I started hormones, before I started physically transitioning, was the competition aspect of martial arts. I kind of assumed that once I started testosterone, I would have to compete in the men's divisions, which makes sense to me. But at this point right now, I wouldn't feel comfortable competing in that male space, just because I know that there is an advantage on the part of the cis males I would be competing against. You know, maybe testosterone will eventually change that. It may be something that I eventually get back into. The trans athlete that I know the most about is Fallon Fox, because she's an MMA fighter, and that's kind of my thing. The general reaction that I found in my own martial arts community among my own teammates was not necessarily negative about her identity as a trans woman. They didn't seem to have any problem with that, but they did seem to object to the fact that she was fighting in the women's divisions and seemed to think that she had some sort of advantage over cis women. My take on it, even if Fallon had an unfair advantage against her opponents, which I don't think she does, they're getting into the cage with her, fully aware that she is a trans woman. If someone steps into the cage with Fallon who doesn't think that they can win against her, then they shouldn't be in the cage. That's kind of my take on it. Now that brings up another thing, which is disclosure. Should trans athletes have to disclose their identity as a trans person if they're in professional sports? I'm a little unsure about this, because it seems unfair, it seems a little discriminatory, but at the same time, it is professional sports, and if you're taking hormones, it would seem like you would need to disclose at least that. I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe that's a question that you can talk about in the comments. Should professional athletes be required to disclose their identity as trans people? The jury's still out with me. I'm not sure, but I will say that it doesn't necessarily sit well with me. I don't know. Sports are a touchy thing, and people will get very, very upset if you mess with their sports. But I think sometimes it's a really good thing to make people uncomfortable. When you're uncomfortable, you learn things, and you come away with a new frame of mind. And sometimes we as a society need to feel uncomfortable. And I'm appreciative of these trans-identified athletes for putting themselves out there and saying, this is not cool. I'm being discriminated against because of who I am, inherently who I am. And it's not right. And society needs to change that. Good for you, Fallon Fox. Keep on kicking. Keep on choking. This has been another Tuesday with Adam. You all have a good night. I'm going to go get a massage. Oh, yeah.
There tend to be gender roles in sports. Boys play baseball, girls play softball, stuff like that. When I was growing up, I played a lot of Little League.
I think about 2 years ago.
Really